Oh, how? No way. That's insane. No. Oh my. Okay, if you haven't noticed, Ahmed Al-Mansour has won the game through a diplomatic victory. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 60 Civ AI only world battle. Now, I did start going to, I was planning to go to highlights, and I did try it a little bit. I got to turn 308, and there was some stuff happening, so I was going to start going back to normal. You know, there was some stuff happening, and then it crashed. But also, there was some stuff actually happened between then, so we're here again. We're at 301. Some very crazy stuff happens in the next 8 turns. In this turn alone, because I don't know when, no, how did we miss it? I don't know, but the Huns are at war with Greece. I don't know if I just ignored that, but yeah, they're going to like one turn this city. I don't know when that even broke out. France and Brazil have completed some spaceship boosters. So there we go. That's just one thing. I know there's some other things coming up too. So yeah, we'll see what goes down. I believe Brazil is going to start to have some more success. They hadn't finished, but they are on the right path. But yeah, I'm going to basically record for half an hour, the first half of the episode, and like yeah, if it's only the things I've seen that happen, then you know I'll maybe do another little gap, and then when I do the second half an hour, we'll be a bit further ahead. But yeah, I don't want to go full highlights, you know, just show you every 10 turns, very methodical. Not yet. I think there's still enough going on, particularly in the next few turns. We're going to see, like I said, Brazil is definitely one to do better. Keep an eye on that. There's going to be something crazy going on. Some of the stuff I just couldn't work out what happened. There's going to be something pretty crazy going on up here, including, I mean, something, you know, maybe I'm just messing with you, but maybe Russia gets the job done. Who knows? But Greece has lost the city, and obviously things can change. It's every turn it gets less likely to be the same, right? So this turn is probably going to happen exactly the same, or 99% the same. The next one maybe 95. You know, it gets less likely that it'll even be the same at the turn that I was on when it broke again. And obviously if it just keeps breaking, you won't even see this episode, so it doesn't matter. But there we go. Greece does lose the city of Sparta, and yeah, I mean, they do not have the units to get that back. They have a couple of musketmen, but yeah, I mean, the Huns are still one of the most technologically advanced countries in the world, so it's not happening for them. I'm sorry. They can try all they want, but it ain't happening, I'm afraid. Not today. Also, there was no highlight last time. Hopefully we get one today. Mainly, I just knew not too much had happened, so I didn't really know what to focus on, and I didn't have a planned out moment, so we just rolled with it. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. Hopefully we'll get one today. I think we will. I think so. Always go. There's so many civs I just forget are even around, like the Goths. Like I just haven't spoken about them at all. And Poland's even in that category to some extent. I mean, they just ignore them a lot of the time. But they're both here. They're both like pretty good civs. I mean, they're not going to win, but yeah, Poland messed up. I don't know why they ever gave... If they never gave away Vilnius to France, I wonder what would have happened. We'll never know, but you just wonder what could have been. But they just ruined it with that, I guess, so we'll never know. Processing turn for France. India's turn. Oh yeah, that's another big thing that is coming. Again, some of this stuff I think maybe already was happening, and then it just goes wrong. I don't know. I'm keeping an eye out for the wars that pop out, essentially. But yeah, I don't know when that Huns-Greece one happened. Maybe it was just going on. I don't think it was just going on forever. It must have happened at some point, and I just missed it. Yeah, we'll see what goes down. Obviously, China got a lot bigger. That was probably the main focus point of the last episode. They did kill Mongolia. You know, we were a bit down. Not much was going on. See, what... Okay, so I looked at this. I knew this happened, right? So you can see the People's Republic of China have been nuked, right? And it's a nuclear missile, which is incredibly advanced. But I didn't even know one existed in this world until then. But I looked through who they were at war at previously, because I've seen this happen already once. And I'm guessing Russia has a nuclear missile, so that explains it, right? They have another one, so I assume it's just another one of those. Oh no, what's happened? Has it crashed again? I don't know what's going on, actually. The globe is still spinning. That's normally a good sign, but... Oh no, it's fine. I don't know what was going on there. Oh, that was weird. But yeah, I think it's Russia. Like, based on who they were at war with, it just has to have been Russia. I think they are at war with each other. I think so, yeah. I looked through the list, but no one else has it. Like, they're not at war with them. At first, I thought it was like Korea, and they'd picked a really random city, but no, I guess Russia's just doing well with technology, has access to that missile, I don't know why they used it on that China. I have no idea, but that's I'm guessing that's what happened. Nothing is probably going to come from this, but it's just a bit of a nuisance, right? The only good news for Mao is it didn't hit any mountains, because obviously if it hits a mountain, you can never get rid of the radiation. It just looks annoying. It doesn't actually hurt you, because obviously you can't go on the mountain anyway, but there you go. Important to note now, Mao has complete control of all this cotton. He is definitely, if Monopolies and Corporations game mode was in Civ 5, he would be raking it in from this resource, that's for sure. He's definitely got a monopoly on that, I'm guessing. I say that, the map's quite big, but he definitely has the most. It's just such a weird spawn. I know it happens at random, but I guess it probably does try to group some stuff together. But that's just so weird, isn't it? Like 8 tiles of cotton next to each other. There's also 2 more here. So they actually have 10 in total. So that's ridiculous. I don't think Mao has access to nukes yet, so he can't really fight back, which is a bit sad for him. He does have uranium, but yeah, that shows you the tech differences in some of these civs. Because, you know, Mao is huge now, this China. They're probably the second biggest inland. Maybe third, right? France and the Shoshone maybe above them. I think France is definitely... France is a weird one. They're doing really well, but they don't look like they should be. But yeah, that's a combo. I mean, that's a lot of this game. There's a lot of civs doing well who don't seem like they are. But yeah, France is obviously above that. I think a lot of the civs have better technology than their units suggest. That's one thing. So like France probably has way better than what they have here available to them. Brazil's another example, you know, the most advanced country in the world. They're still using like an infantry replacement, or marine. No, they have marine, so it must be infantry, yeah. You know, not ideal. Rocket artillery is pretty good, but you know, Brazil could have better stuff. And they don't have any oil, apparently. Despite all this land, no oil. That's a bit unlucky. Really? Don't have any? That is really unlucky. They will get some off the corral if they are to conquer this. They hadn't achieved that when I was watching previously, or when I just let it run for a few turns. And I came back and there was all this crazy stuff going on. But it looks like most of it happened quite soon. But we'll see. There is a lot of announcements, as usual. It's come full circle, about 50 turns later. Well, wow, look at the borders. They're so close to full. I mean, Greenland's still here. There's a little bit here. Japan, Polynesia and California left to fill up. All of this area to the north is pretty much full up. There's a few tiles up here for the Shoshone and Korea to grab. But yeah, I mean, there's not much left here. This part is probably the most open area on the map, I'm guessing, between the Inca and the Murray. And then obviously the Indian Ocean's pretty open as well. There's a long way to go before all of that gets... taken in, but Indonesia's making some good progress. I wish the mini-map had a way to show it. I mean, obviously it can't be as obvious as like the country borders. It would look a bit weird, but if they had like segments of water, I don't know how you'd do it, but you know, it could be kind of cool. Just to turn areas of the mini-map in some... I don't know how you'd do it actually, so maybe not. Maybe not as easy as we think it is. And there we go, the event we were all waiting for. Russia finally conquers Czechia's city. That's all worth it, you know, that is it. That is the highlight moment, I can tell you right now. Well, you were probably confused when I said there's none, and I had already been. France and Korea versus Europa. Don't know if that's that big. And the Mayans have completed the Manhattan Project. I think they're not really... Yeah, they've not done too well against the Aztecs just yet. That's not really got going. Obviously, they were teaming up with Brazil, but Brazil is very busy, obviously, with the Corral, so that's not going anywhere. Shoshone v Carthage. That is what we've been waiting for. That is the blockbuster fight of the century right there. Shoshone v Carthage. That's fantastic. I don't even know if they've actually made... Like, obviously it depends what civs have the satellite technology. There's a good chance the Shoshone can only see the capital because of the World's Congress and nothing else. And that would be the same for a lot of countries, actually. You know, a lot of them haven't explored that much. Some of them, they all get to give embassies to each other because of the World's Congress, but that's it. So they'll probably just see all the capitals dotted around the world. They won't know what's going on in between or where the oceans are. It's quite weird, you can imagine. It would be a weird experience. Obviously the AI doesn't, in theory, know... Doesn't know what the map looks like, right? Whereas I do when I play a TSL map. So that helps me a little bit. I sort of can guess what's going on under the fog of war. That's something they don't really get. Okay, the Murray v Carthage. No. Murray v India. Ooh, Burma. There we go. Right, Murray. I mean, they've got enough, right? I don't know if they can't get to this island, obviously. But, I mean, if they did commit to it, it's going to take a few turns to get over there. But, yeah, they could definitely do some damage. But India's doing quite well. They got some good defensive units. And Phoenicia, Carthage, I swear that's the second time that's happened. I didn't even realise they'd pieced out the first time. So, really not going well, is it, for Phoenicia? Just not doing much at all. Fair enough. We'll let you off. No one around you. Surely by the end someone will unite the Middle Eastern region. Like, the amount of powers. We don't have any African powers. We don't have anyone from the Middle East doing well. It's very weird. It's going to be a very Americas, Europe and Asia centered top 10. And obviously Murray will I think Murray will certainly be in there as well from Oceania. But they're the only real civ that you could say is like Oceania. Anyway, there we go. That is the final thing I think that I saw had happened and taken note of. That is Korea versus India. And yeah, they were starting to make... This is quite a big one. India waited too long. I said they should have been making moves ages ago. And yeah, Korea is now obviously coming in with better technology. Probably a better military. Can't really tell that one unless the list comes up at turn 325, which is at this point a lifetime away. 20 turns, a lot can happen at this stage in the game. It's a lot, especially in like technology and stuff. But yeah, Korea should be pretty successful here. Obviously, you see these two cities pretty undefended. And yeah, far away from the rest of India too. I'm not sure what the borders like here. I mean, this one could be in trouble too. It's got Korea to all sides of it. It's got 5 atomic bombs around it. I mean, you'd say they could just drop one. I mean, they won't because their units are here. But if they pull these units back, they could use one, even if they hit Indonesia. Assuming you avoid Burma. If you hit Indonesia, I mean, you can just go through them as well. Like, it's not a disaster. I mean, it's awful. But, you know, this is a game. We're not getting into that stuff. Nukes are bad in real life. Yes, definitely. This is a game. Imagine them as like a super cool chess piece. Like that is. It's just a giant, more complicated version of chess, essentially, kind of. It's basically what a strategy game is, really, isn't it? I don't know. I haven't played chess, so I don't really know. But you can just imagine, right? It's still there's tiles, there's squares, and there's units in them. Some can have different abilities. And there you go. That's how it all works out. Right? It's essentially like a more complicated version. I mean, you could imagine it could. I mean, it would be a very complicated board game, that's for sure. But it would be an interesting board game. That'd be pretty cool, you know. Get the idea out. You know, you just slap down like you have a map, and then you put. I guess Risk is like the closest thing. That's already sort of there. I feel like you can't have a board game this complicated. It would get way too messy. Monopoly is like the peak of complex board games. I think anything above that might be too far, unless you're into something really niche. I understand it if it's like really niche. You can go a bit deeper than that. But yeah, I mean, like, just aiming at regular people. I think Monopoly is as far as you're going to push it, isn't it? And what have we got? We got Egypt v Nigeria, which I thought was going to be... For some reason I thought that would be interesting. But actually they're really far apart. So no. Unlikely. This is going to be a really... This series, one thing we are going to see a lot of is like modern... Not to steal a cheesy Call of Duty title here, but this is essentially going to be Modern Warfare. We're going to have a lot of the game now coming forward, you know, 200 more turns essentially. If it runs that far, I have some concerns. I think there's too many civs alive, and that's probably an issue. But yeah, we're going to try and get to 500. I will just leave it running. I don't know what will happen. Zulu v Carthage, that doesn't matter. But yeah, we'll try and get as far as we can. And California completes the Manhattan Project next. And yeah, you can see Korea making some good progress towards this coastal city already. And this is a good move from them strategically. I think it stops, obviously, Mao from coming out this way. And it essentially boxes him in away from anywhere. Because obviously if he attacked here, he could get the coast. But yeah, Korea will now have them sort of trapped in, forcing them to only go for like China here, or maybe obviously Attila's really strong, so that's another scary option. So Mao, I mean, even if they get this city, it's the same. It doesn't change it. They are going for this. Be cool if they could get it. And I think they got nuked again. I mean, a lot of workers here. That's like a double hit, isn't it? That's pretty brutal. All the workers come in and it gets nuked again. Maybe not actually. I don't know. It looks like I thought it went to 9, but maybe it did go to 5 or something. Not sure. A lot of denouncements coming through, including from America, who's not even around anymore. But there we go. Russia. I think they're going to go God mode now, aren't they? That's their thing. They finally got over the stumbling block. They're just going to transform into some absolute monsters now. Probably not. I won't get... Let's not get our hopes up too high. Songhai versus Greece. That is... Again, no. No, nothing. Don't expect much there. Korea's turn. Oh, I think we got something there. Oh, no. Polynesia v Nigeria. Korea v Greece. That's huge. That's massively... No. But Korea does grab this city pretty easily. But India did all of us. Where do all these units come from? Maybe they have the airports? I don't know. It's hard to tell where civs are. I'm guessing maybe they have airports. They can fly them around. Potentially. But yeah, this is still going to be a difficult defense. Korea now has a nuclear submarine. So we are just waiting to spot a giant death robot. An XCOM squad. In our unit bingo. Is there anyone else? Modern armor. I actually forgot that when I was listing all the units last time. That video hasn't gone out yet, so someone will probably comment it, and then I'll catch you with it now and say, yeah, there you are. I knew. I remembered before you. That video hasn't gone out yet, so I actually know that I got there first in the end. I'm sure there's some other units I forgot too. I don't know. We've got bazookas and machine guns. Missile cruisers, I think I said, but they're another one still we're waiting on. California versus Nigeria, and Morocco versus Nigeria. Morocco does border Nigeria. There we go. That's one. I knew there was something going on over here. That's what it is. It obviously only just started when I knew that it was going on. The Papal States v Texas v Nigeria. I would say normally that doesn't matter, but Texas actually has a fair few units here. They could come over. The Goths joining in. The Sioux complete the Manhattan Project. The Sioux, another civ. They're like the Goths of North America. We just haven't said anything about them really at all. They're not too exciting. There's not much they can do, right? They can't really invade any of their neighbors. Probably. I mean, they could go after the Iroquois. That would work for them. But yeah, apart from that, there's literally nothing they can really do. So you do feel a bit sorry for them. And as you can see, Brazil is closing in here on the city of Corral. Now, it did crash on this turn last time, but that crashed, funnily enough, while the turn was not processing. So I think that was just a bit of bad luck. Hopefully we're alright here. I hadn't even pressed next turn. So we are now entering a new beginning. But yeah, most of the things happened exactly the same. You know, this is how this area of the map looked when I went to turn 308. Songhai v the Aztecs, Inca v the Aztecs. Ooh, I don't know. You know, the Inca. I mean, they could definitely weaken them up, right? If you lower this city with some of the Incan stuff, maybe the Mayans just sneak in, get the killer blow. But yeah, they might help. This might just give the Aztecs a little boost up. Sweden v Nigeria. I would say that doesn't matter, but obviously Sweden is in the region. But no, there's no way yet. The borders are a bit too hard to get through. Brazil does capture the city of Corral, and a lot of land with it as well. And yeah, they should eliminate the Corral next turn. And they did just get the Great Firewall, which should keep them as the #1 civ tech-wise. At least for now. I mean, that could change going forward. But yeah, that will keep... I mean, if someone is making more science, they could overtake them. I think this game is pretty close, so that's actually possible. Normally, obviously, like I said, normally it's just somebody's really far ahead by themselves. This is not so much the case. I doubt Brazil is super far ahead. I think the rainforest has maybe helped them a bit, but apart from that, they're probably similar to other civs. I don't know if they're doing anything that special. Maybe there is. I don't know. Maybe they got an ideology early that gave them some more science. They picked some good tenets. I don't know. Maybe there is something that's allowed them to take the lead. But I'm thinking they were just amongst, 5 or 6 really good civs, but then they got like they have a lot of rainforest. Something like that maybe helped them out. Maybe some other things as well. We'll see. But yeah, the Corral should be eliminated. I mean, Brazil are definitely stronger than the Inca still, but I don't see a way through the mountains. The Inca are not like so far behind that they could defend themselves, I'm sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll find out. This city's obviously the concern, and if Brazil gets that would be really good for Brazil. But for the most part, I don't see it falling too easily. Korea not making more progress against this city, but they obviously have now connected. Obviously nicely for them, at least they've connected here. Although, look at that, they have to go over land. The boats can't actually come through. That must be quite annoying. I'm liking this. You know what, Burma? You've not done much, but you've got a cool little country going here. See, bit scared now. Obviously, Korea's been next to you for... Oh, wow, the Murray did get open borders with just about everyone, I'm guessing, to arrive here. Japan and Korea... Oh, Japan... Definitely with Japan. Maybe this was really premeditated. They got a lot of units here very quickly, regardless of how. Japan. The Muri, will get this island. And that's a big one. I mean, it's 26 population. Right next to Jakarta, obviously the 38 one. I mean, this will be a great pickup for the Muri as well. I haven't looked at the demographics yet. I think France and the Shoshone were still pretty dominant. I know the thing is they're not doing much, right? So the Muri and Brazil, those sorts of civs, could catch them. But I don't want to get ahead of things because I don't know. I can't tell. There's no info addicts. The score is very swayed by certain things. Religion is incredibly important for that. Other things. So it's not a solely domination based statistic. It's not as useful to us. So it is quite difficult to tell. The Corral's turn. Will they grab their city back? I doubt it. No. Burundi, you doing? See, there is battles going on over here. I have no idea what is going on, but there's units healing all the time. I don't know what's going on. I'm guessing it's people just bombing each other that are far away. They kind of all have planes now, or a lot of them have at least a few planes, so they can sort of attack people who are a bit further away. And that's kind of like the modern warfare sort of side of things. We're seeing essentially airstrikes on just countries very far away. Right, Nigeria. I mean, they've held off fine so far. Morocco's not really gone after them. I think this is pretty equal. I know a lot of people attack Nigeria, but only Morocco is really going for it. I thought Texas was going to as well, but they've sort of ignored them so far. I guess maybe they're dealing with this boat and then they're going to go in. We are really mixed. Like, Texas's navy is frigates and stuff. That's going to have a hard time coming up against Nigeria's planes. So that goes. Yeah, as you can see, France now winning 4 categories. Soldiers, production. Those two are always nice to go hand in hand because you've got the most and you can build them quicker. Crop yield is good, and that links to obviously the highest population. Shoshone has the biggest economy and the most land, and Brazil is still leading the way tech-wise. Now, I'm going to be saving the game a bit more often just because we've had a few crashes, so don't worry. So don't worry. If you see that, it's nothing to be concerned. I'm just going to be a bit more cautious because the autosave doesn't actually kick in till the turn after this one. So even though we're on 310, it won't kick in, I don't think, till 311. Like, it hits at the end of 310. India actually recovered their city, which is a bit of a surprise. A lot of peace deals, which is always a scary time, actually. It's weird. You think you have to be on your toes when the wars break out, but the peace deals, you never know who's being given what in a terrible peace deal. France v Greece, nothing has changed hands. Korea retook that city before I even got a chance to look. Mercury, well, Greece can't give anything away because they've only got one city. Persia and France, I'm really hoping France have not given it. No, Persia held on to everything. Same goes for India. They didn't give anything away. Good. Songhai, Carthage, that's definitely a contender for someone giving something away, but no. Nigeria and Carthage, also a no. Good. They didn't give anything away. We're clear. And Brazil completes another spaceship booster. We might see someone win a science victory this time. That's pretty cool. I mean, no one sent any parts to space last time. This time, they have been sending quite a few parts, so that's nice. Nice to see. Very not exciting. I don't know. I don't know what was going on last time. Very weird. Must have just been bugged again. But because normally, they don't even build them if you go domination only, which we will do again next time for our Asia game, which. Penciling it in, it's done. If I say it, we manifest it, it happens. It's kind of like the last continent I can really do. I did Africa. I did North and South America with natives only, if I remember correctly. Or maybe I just did North America. It was a different map, I think. There was 2. I always get confused. I did the reverse colonization game where we used this map with North and South American civs. And then there was the specifically native game, which I think it included the top of South America, but not all of it. But it was like a big. It's kind of like how Africa's in the Europe map. It was kind of like that, but with the north part of South America in it. The Sioux and Rhodesia v Carthage does not matter too much at all, so we'll ignore that. But yeah, that's what happened. So I mean, we've done Africa. It sadly did break. I feel it's so long ago. If you're wondering, like, that was a long time ago, it was. That was before. I think that was something like actually no, that was my Congo Let's Play that ended. It was right before Civ 6 came out at some point, which is 2016. So yeah, no, it must have been after that. I don't know when it was, but it was a while ago. So we've done Africa. Oceania's a bit small, and I think we'll include some of that region. I do have a map already for the Asia scenario. I don't know if it's the one I'll use, but I do think parts of it. I don't think Australia's in, but like the Indonesian islands are certainly in. there's space for like the Philippines and those sorts of civs to be involved. And I will do some moving around just to make sure everyone fits in. And there you go, Korea. Oh, the Muri. They bottled it. Korea sneaks in and grabs that island. And another big blow to India, who lost a city here. Attila completed the cockpit, which I think is the first cockpit, so that's pretty good. China v Carthage. Not so sure about that one, China. Nigeria and France have also peaced out. Indonesia. Oh, they're finally doing something. They're going after Carthage. That won't matter. They have now hit 39 pop in Jakarta. Not quite a record. Obviously, we had 52 from a Samoan city a few series back. I say a few series back. That was probably like a year ago now. I can't remember. No, it must have been over the summer, I reckon. I don't know, actually. Could have been. Could have been ages ago. New research agreement. Processing term for California. The Corral. How has Brazil not got that other city yet? How's this happened? Okay, they're pretty close. I don't really know what units they used. I think this is highlighting the evidence, right? I think the Inca really helped them get to this one. I might be wrong, but we'll see. Nigeria does peace out with the Congo and doesn't give anything away. Nigeria enters the atomic era. Mercuria enters the modern... Oh, yeah, that was the biggest disappointment. I hyped up the Congo. Look, they did nothing. They lost that city back to Mercuria and then didn't even go after it again. That was absolutely terrible turn. Few turns for the Congo. So, yeah, Africa remaining very much the same. Very few cities. The death of Mali must be sitting there like, seriously, guys? What? How's this happened then? We've been attacked and taken out. And everyone else... Even Morocco, who's lost their capital, is not like... They're not doing rubbish. They're there. They're just as good as any of their neighbours, I think. They don't have any planes, but a lot of them don't have planes. It just depends if you have oil or not. So, yeah, I mean, I think Mali will be very frustrated with what's happened. And Mao has peaced out with the Inca. Thank goodness, nothing changed hands there either. I'm just so worried now. There's been so many. Actually, I don't know. There's not been so many in this one, but the few that there has been have been absolutely terrible. I think I'm just getting flashback. Which ones did we see? What was the really bad one? I think Texas. There was one over here that involved somebody. I think Texas gave some stuff away, maybe prematurely. Also, talking about, when things seem small and unimportant at the time and turn out really big. I don't know if you remember back in the first couple of episodes, Texas and the Sioux were fighting over Boston for quite a while. And it was a small city. Like, it was the least important of Texas's cities to fall. I wasn't too concerned if they lost it. Well, Boston has really had a bit of a glow up. Because it's now got 25 population, which I think makes it bigger than any city Texas has. Yeah, 23, 23, 14, 17, 17. Although that said, look at Washington and New York. I think New York is actually bigger now than it was when Texas conquered it, which is ridiculously impressive. Washington not quite having as quick of a bounce back. It was at 25. But there we go, 28 there for the Mayans. But yeah, Texas do not have anything near 25. So Boston, that little city that I was like, yeah, it's fine for them to lose that, actually would have been the best one. Okay, so the Corral has survived. I don't know how they've pulled that off, but they got peace with Brazil and the Inca in the same turn. Fair enough. Good job. They're still around. I'm sure it won't be for too long. I'm sure someone will come after them, or Brazil will. And I mean, Brazil still got a victory. It's not ideal. I mean, they can't move their boats. I don't even know how these boats got here. I guess they have open... Oh, no, they must have gone through... Now they're stuck here. That was a mistake. Even Czechia is getting in on the action. They have declared war. Not really sure. I've been really bashing on Greece, but I guess Czechia still have some good units. And actually did have 2 cities up until recently. And I've been bashing on Greece. But yeah, Czechia v Carthage. Again, not super important. The Papal State just need to hop in. I guess France has probably got them terrified. But still, just hop in. It will go fine. Nothing can go wrong. Well, a lot of things can go wrong. But, who cares? We don't care, do we? Aztecs versus peace out with Brazil. Greece has peaced out with the Huns. So there was a suggestion I saw about a Always at War series. And I do like that idea. It's in the book. It won't be the next one. It's not in the book. There's not a book. It's in the notes app on my phone. But the only concern with that is obviously that's kind of... It turns into a logistical nightmare. Like if you were watching it, because the civs will peace out. And every single time I'll have to open the in-game editor and force them at war again. So I think that could be a bit of an issue, but I'm putting that out there now. So if anyone has any suggestions for something we could do to fix that, I don't know what it is. Like maybe you're always at war with one of your neighbors. I don't know. We'd probably have to do it with 40 civs, not 60 as well, just because there's so many. And like I said, you would have to kind of be in the in-game. Also, I think if we open the in-game editor and made all the civs meet everyone straight away, that would take a long time. And it would also probably crash the game. I think that's an issue too. So they couldn't be at war with everyone at once. It would have to be... But if there's some sort of system we can work, like, I don't know, everyone's at war with their neighbor, or, I don't know, we could have like a chain where like it's, you know, I don't know how it would work, but everyone would be at war with somebody all the time. I don't know what exactly it would be. And then obviously they'd declare other wars too. It'd be a mess. But yeah, that idea... It's not a no, it's like, there's definitely easier games. EU4 and Hoi4 is another place we could do that. And maybe we need to bring some AI onlys back in those games too. Hearts of Iron 4, there is some cool stuff you can do in a short time period. I'll look into those. That might be an idea, to be honest. That might be there too. But yeah, we'll keep the bread and butter as Civ 5. And see what happens. I'm going to have more time after May, I'm thinking. So June, 1st of June. We might be able to do some more stuff. I know there's a lot. I don't know. We'll have to rework things. Alright, but okay, so someone won a space victory. I'm not going to be concerned because I hope someone won a space victory. Yes, wait just one more turn. Phew, we're safe. I do have some tiles this time, so I am safe up here. As long as I think it's the Corral. Do not come up here with like their own nuclear submarine and kill me. Because that actually happened in the Europe game we did. Wait, what? How? No way. That's insane. No. Oh my... Okay, if you haven't noticed, Ahmed Al-Mansour has won the game through a diplomatic victory. I have no idea how he got enough votes to do that. I can't even check because it's actually turned... not turned off, but because I turned it off at the start in the Battle Royale options, I can't like look back at it for some reason. I don't know how that's happened. World's Congress, look, it won't open for me, sadly. But Morocco... are your winners. That is... no way. That is so... This makes it all worth it. That last episode where not much happened. For this, I'm so happy that I didn't skip to highlights, because I probably would have missed that. That's ridiculous, Morocco. I feel like we should throw them into the top 10 vote just on that basis. They are one of the few civs alive without their original capital. And they've won the game. I don't know how they got 16. It was 16 votes. It might have dropped now, and they might be the host. That might be. I don't know if the requirement has fallen. It doesn't. If I go victory progress, I think it says. It's too late to check, but has been elected world leader. I mean, fair play, Morocco. You deserve it. Congratulations. I don't know how they've pulled that off. Now, I'm actually gonna I tried to make this... I don't know how to make this not awkward. I'm not very good in... I use Movie Maker. It's really hard, actually, for videos that are longer. Like, the quarter of an hour ones, it was fine. But for an hour stuff, it's difficult to, like, move the things around. And I'm using my old computer that's now just... because I don't use it much, I guess it's got really slow. Because I can't get old Movie Maker on this. And the new one is not, like, storyboard-based. It's really hard to use. So, I'll need to get some better editing software at some point. But yeah, I use Movie Maker on my old computer to edit stuff. There you go. That's all you need to know. And there will be a cut in a few seconds to where I'm playing again. But I'm recording it in 2 separate sessions, 2 different days, to group it together instead of just doing like 4 hours on a Saturday like a mad person. So there you go. That's what's happening. So I will see you in a second, basically. Grid, no grid, grid, no grid. Okay, and we're back from the jump cut. I definitely didn't just do the whole intro again. We're back. Second part of this episode. Complete mess, but there we go. We got through. See, we just had the bombshell Morocco victory. Right, I'm back in. Focused. I don't know what's going on. Oh, no. Well, that was funny, at least. Made me chuckle. So, we'll keep going. France with some denouncements. We'll see what happens. It seems exciting. I haven't skipped forward. It seemed like there was some stuff going on. For now, Gandhi just entered the information era, which is... okay, fair enough. I can't tell who's where at this point. It's so confusing. We're 10 turns away from the next list. Maybe that will show us some technologies, shine some light on who is where overall. But for India, I mean, they lost a bit. Yeah, they missed their time to do well. I kept saying they need to do something. They didn't. And yeah, now they've lost 2 cities. They're holding on to this one just fine. So that's nice to see. But yeah, I mean, they're back to normal again. There was a chance when they had this good island, they had this good city as well. Like there was opportunities, but they've thrown those away. So we'll stop mentioning them. I don't. They might still be in the top 10, like 8th, 9th, 10th, like that sort of position. I think there is sort of at least 7 who are bigger than them. I don't know. Maybe I had them in that 7 previously, so maybe there's only 6. There you go. Brazil completes the Hubble Space Telescope. I thought they got that already. Maybe they slowed it down and went. Maybe they changed their mind and went for it a bit later this time. Very possible. But there we go. We'll see what they get up to. The Mayans still attacking the Aztecs with not much success, I'm afraid. But the Incans are arriving, so that might change the balance. Although a lot of these submarines can't do too much. But you never know. Maybe they'll get something done. I don't know what California's up to. If they're going to stealth attack the Inca, that would be hilarious. I'm not sure it would work, but it would be quite funny. Did this city... No, it would have loaded by now. I was going to say, did it get nuked? Like, this is so much pillaging. I guess Brazil will fix it up over time. But the Corral did survive. That was nice to see for them. And yeah, there's lots going on. How have you covered up all the radiation now? Yeah, like nothing even happened. The city's growing back better than ever. There you go. Recovery. It's good to see for Mao. Oh, he's still struggling. Yeah, he's not. He was very close to getting this city, but not so much anymore. Persia will hold on. But Mao is... He's going to be catching up, I think. He's going to be climbing the rankings. He's a lot bigger now. A lot more cities, more science, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, he'll be climbing up the scoreboard. We'll see where they end up. I don't know. I'm guessing they were winning somehow or something stupid. Or they were like second, which I do not agree with, even if I picked them. But yeah, they were right up there at the start, so maybe they'll finish up there. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. I doubt it, but there's always a chance, right? There's always a possibility they could finish up there. Seems very unlikely. But there you go. And the Celts have completed the Manhattan. We're starting to see some of the really average civs now get Manhattan Project, which can be scary. I don't know if nuclear non-proliferation has come in. I don't think we can even see it because it won't let me look at the World's Congress since I removed it at the start for me. We just like left. Typical that's what we do over here in England or Britain. We just leave big groups like that. We've got to move on. But they did settle the new cities. That's kind of cool. There you go. Cardiff up here. Right in the snow. Yeah, that's kind of, I guess it doesn't make much of a difference. No, not really. No difference at all with that one. But the Celts, either way, adds a thing. And oh my goodness, they've built a few units, to be fair, so they've made their island very tough for someone to try and get into. Portugal's still doing really well. I keep saying civs are doing really well based on like having infantry and artillery and stuff, but I feel like that's just the norm. Maybe I'm getting things a bit wrong. Like Sweden has it, but Sweden's doing good too. Egypt has it. The Songhai, these guys will have great war infantry. But oh, look at this! Morocco is making some progress. I think Texas might be helping them as well, but this is pretty cool. I mean, nothing against Nigeria. I just want to see someone do something. And Morocco, our newly crowned winners of the game, need to the world leader, the diplomatic leaders of the world are the only civ doing any wars right now. I doesn't remind me of anyone at all. I mean, no one comes to mind for a metaphor there. But here we go. We should see Morocco take this. Who is that? Askia? Okay, that's the worst. That is not an important peace deal at all. They're miles apart. I don't think they can even see each other. They can probably see each other's capitals, and that is it. Just embassies. But there you go. The Songhai and the People's Republic of China getting to a peace deal. The Huns have denounced Morocco. The Maya, Sweden's turn. Oh, Sweden is getting quite good in the North African section, by the way. Look at Marrakesh now at 15, Barcelona at 14, Fez is at 10 population. Those are some good cities. I mean, they have 4 good cities back in Sweden as well. So there you go. I tell you what, biggest fall off of anyone in this game. I mean, Attila's been pretty boring. He was doing well at one point. I think he was the first into the information era potentially that we saw, at least. He had the biggest military at one point. They haven't done anything. I mean, you know what? Fair enough. That's fine. But Poland and Lithuania, I don't even know if they're not even a top 10 like contender anymore. And at one point they were neck and neck for first place, and now they're not even They do have some infantry. I mean, they might be in there. It just depends on the score at this point. But there's so many civs that are equal or better. I'd say Sweden are better. Even if they have slightly less population. But yeah, losing that city to France absolutely wrecked Poland. If they still had that, who knows what would have happened. But now they can't get it back. It's a mess. It's finished. I don't think they'll get top 10. And hopefully you guys won't vote them into an artificial position if they do. Because I think they are absolutely terrible. As in, I think Russia is probably better. And we saw how bad a time they had. At least they tried. They made a real mess of it, but they were trying. You know, that's what matters. They tried. We did not see any trying from Poland. They haven't actually done anything all game. Like, they fought France, gave away a city when they didn't even like kill a unit or get a unit killed themselves, and can't be having that. Terrible. Some more denouncements coming through. How is Korea v India? I know that is still going on. It slowed down a bit, but Korea, okay, yeah, now they're coming back. Now they're pushing in. This might be a bit more successful, and this will be another great city. And we talked about the cities that China has that give them all the cotton resources like in the world. This would give Korea pretty good control of the cocoa trade. Which, you know, pretty important trade. I'd say that's probably the most important. Love my chocolate. What is this? There we go. Morocco does capture the city pretty comfortably. They should hold on to it. I mean, actually, they'll probably lose it once because this will shoot it. The planes might bomb it, and yeah, this infantry will come in. But next turn, they'll probably get it back, and then they'll probably hold on to it because the infantry unit will be dead, I'm guessing. And they can keep going here. There's nothing really stopping them. I mean, they may as well. This city, it does come with a oil well. That's a noticeable good resource to get out of it. How much oil is that? 5 oil? I think, are they all 5? I think they used to differ, but it seems like every one I've hovered over here seems to be 5, so maybe it's just all 5 now. I don't know. Maybe did I turn something on to make the resources fairer? I don't know. Texas, this city is coastal, as is this one, although this one's more wrapped into Benin's borders, so it's harder to get to. I don't know how that happened, by the way, because surely, I guess their border growth at the beginning of the game just focused in this direction. I don't know why. Why would they not grow out this way a little bit more? I mean, they were both, you know, settled on turn 1. You'd think they'd grow in sort of similar. The line would just be more like down this way. But I don't know. It's just gone right around. Like they never grew in this direction at all. You're telling me in fact, the only tiles that Lagos has grown is these 2, and they've managed to get it to 23 population. That's ridiculous. But I guess this way as well. Out of this one. But that's it, and that one. Like, that's it. No, they didn't grow in this direction, nothing. Fair enough. So, sometimes weird things happen. Maybe I guess if Benin, like, grew to this one first, and, like, to this one, and then they would just grow into these ones, then that kind of makes sense. I'm guessing they wouldn't grow into the sea initially, whereas Benin, yeah, maybe Benin just ran out of space first, so theirs did grow into the sea quicker. I don't know. Not got a time machine. I mean, technically we do, right? I could just go watch the videos back, but you have to find the right moment. But Nigeria did get their city back. I'm hoping no one random steals it, like France. I know this is kind of cool, but please don't. Luckily, I think the artillery's in the way, and Morocco hasn't been this turn, so they should get it back. And same, Texas. I mean, if you want a bit of the coast, be my guest, but don't grab the inland city, please. Let this be for Morocco. They deserve this, you know. They are the world leaders. Ridiculous. Oh my god, this mix mash of borders is incredible, and it's not even who you'd expect. So we have Texas, the Corral, the Inca, Nigeria, Morocco, Sweden, and the Celts all just meeting, gobbling up the last few tiles of the Atlantic Ocean. Who would have thought? Morocco does re-grab it, so I'm happy with that. It's all good. The Shoshone, who we thought were doing really, really well, and I mean they are statistically, but obviously they're behind on science for some reason, has only just completed the Manhattan Project. That puts them behind the Celts. Don't know why that is. They have uranium, so there was an incentive. Maybe they're just really good at everything else, but terrible with technology. I don't know, but that's a real mark against them maybe winning the game. I don't know why that took so long. Maybe a bit concerning for any Shoshone fans, as Benin competes the Apollo program, so they're well ahead of the Shoshone, and Benin is just 3 cities, sort of sub-Saharan Africa, or Western Africa. There you go. Japan denounces Burma. Oh, that could be a spicy war, you know. Actually, not really. Korea's in the way now. Yeah, never mind. They're sort of separated now. Would have been cool. Japan with their 4 good cities. I wonder if Japan will ever go after Polynesia or California as well. Either of them could be eyeing them up. I mean, Polynesia's not bad themselves. Honolulu's now one of the biggest cities in the world at 31. The Muri has completed the Apollo program too. They're not doing anything either. I mean, they could go for Polynesia if they wanted to. Or Japan. I mean, they're probably strong enough to go after Japan. Obviously, they'll probably kick the Harappa out one day, surely. They have so many units. Demographics, how are we looking? Mao has appeared on the list, and the Shoshone's fallen off a bit. So France winning 4 categories. Shoshone's still leading for land. But yeah, China now has the biggest economy in the world. And I think they're the first civ potentially to break the 1,000 mark. I think 970 was the highest I saw before. Not that I would remember exactly, but there you go. And Brazil's still leading the way with the highest literacy rates at 94%. Now the averages will be a bit low because I haven't killed all the dead civs. And even if I did, I would still be at 0 and stuff. So it'd still drag it down. So it's probably more 79, 80%. Maybe more than that. I don't know. But yeah, if I removed everyone, we'd get a closer number. So maybe I'll do that towards the end. And then, what else? I mean, I can't remove myself because then the game ends, sadly. So it's always going to be slightly downgraded because I'm going to be on 0 for pretty much everything. Or at least in last place for pretty much everything, if not on 0. The Muri in India pieced out. I mean, this is a prime. Nothing happened by the look of it, but it could have been a prime contender. And the Muri were about to arrive, but yeah, that's the sort of war where India could have given a city away. But they haven't, that's good. And now India's got some at least tech-wise rivals, right? I think Harappa's still behind, but they're not as easy as the target for India anymore. The Suma's still an easy target for probably anyone here. I don't know why Phoenicia's not gone for it. It would be a struggle, but you would get it done. The problem is I think Arabia would kill them as soon as they've finished that, so it's a bit of a mess. But Arabia is up there as well. Got some good technology. They only have 2 cities, so they've done quite well to remain competitive, I guess, at least in this region. I don't know. I think they're pretty safe. I don't see anyone killing them between now and the end. I still don't get who is fighting down here. I don't know. Someone's fighting someone, but nothing's happening. I think it's like Ethiopia, Burundi, and the Zulu having a bit of a battle royale. I think they're all fighting each other. I don't know when that even broke out, but yeah, not much going on. Well, the city of Abuja here is up for grabs. Texas is yet to go, so if they can do it, it's now. But if not, that Moroccan infantry will... Oh, Nigeria's not been either, so it depends who Nigeria kills. This is pretty tense. This could be quite important. It'd be nice for Morocco to get it, but here's Texas. They should... They have 2 frigates that can shoot, yes, and the privateer. So there we go, Texas sneaks in. And now Lagos is the final Nigerian city. As we have another random civ turning up in Africa. We already have Sweden here. Now we have Texas. Who would have thought? As we hit turn 320. 180 to go. But 30 to go till the results, don't worry. We're not going too far into the... Yeah, we'll go to 350, and then I'll sort of show you what happens every 25 turns, as we have done before. And then it'll be on to the next one. It seems like this one's gone even quicker than the Europe one. The Europe one, there was like 13 episodes in the end. So I don't know what's happened differently. I don't know if I've got more of those bonus episodes out that I hadn't started initially. I don't really know. But this one is going a bit quicker, and it started in like mid-February, and it's still going. Well, it started like 3 weeks ago, I think. Or no, 2 weeks ago. If we're only... Yeah, I guess if we're doing an extra episode. Maybe, I don't know when it started. A little while ago. But we're getting through it at a good pace. Hopefully it's been enjoyable. How is the Aztecs getting on? No, they're still fine. The Mayans are in there now. They are surrounding the city, but 90 defense, that's quite high. I mean, I guess... It's not too high, but... We'll see. Oh, there we go. Brazil v the Inca. Just when things were getting a bit quiet. Boom. So yeah, like I said previously, Brazil definitely should get Machu here. Should be easy. Another nice easy victory. I think the rest of the Inca's pretty safe. I mean, they could squeeze round, but they have done some damage to the city, I'm guessing with some planes or this artillery. Just a mix of things, everything. And the Inca don't have too many planes, so Brazil has the advantage there. They have some fighters. They only have 1 bomber, which is going to make this difficult. Although they have... No, they don't have any... Why have you not built any bombers? That makes no sense, but okay. Because the fighters and tribes, yes, they can clear cities, but they clear the way for bombers to do the heavy damage. And what else? They like their protective planes, but you're fighting the Inca, who don't have that many. They have one plane. They have one plane on this boat. I guess they might have some more up this way. Yeah, they have another one. They have 2 triplanes. Like, you could have had some bombers. Really done some damage, and it would have made this a lot easier. Okay, Japan finally making the move against Indonesia. I mean, I like this. I mean, it's kind of... The only annoying thing is, right, I see Japan take it, and that halves its population, and then somebody else takes it off Japan, so it's going to get a double whammy, and then it's not as good a city in general, I'm afraid. But yeah, and also Japan can't really get around. I guess they can come through the whole Pacific just about. It is a risk, because, you come around here, and then you get stuck if these borders close. There is only 1 tile left. Is that 1? Yeah, like, you just need this one to close, and then you're trapped. So we'll see. I mean, or not trapped, but you're at the mercy of Polynesia or Korea to let you back through again. I don't know how generous they're feeling. Probably not too generous. Greece and Persia is pieced out. We didn't get a 300 remake in this world. They're both pretty terrible civs. I mean, Persia's definitely doing better than Greece. But, then neither of them are having amazing games. And Greece and Portugal have also pieced out. Again, not too important. The Mediterranean has got way too many different borders in there for that to have mattered at any point. And Korea has kicked India out of Southeast Asia, essentially, with that city. So there we go. Now they've got a very nice chunk of the borders here. I mean, if you took all these 5 cities, I think you'd have a strong civ in themselves. And now Korea's added that to their strong core cities up here. Seoul, Busan, Jeonju. I think when you look at that, the Korea's not that good. They've just done well for technology. Like, so they have 3 good cities. Daegu here and Pyongyang are pretty new, both at 5. They do have some nukes, so I won't discredit them. But there's not that great. I think some of these civs, I mean, here's good, I guess. 17, 14. I think we're underrating like how good France has been, or I am at least, because look at the size of all their cities. They are well in front. And that's what's mattered. I mean, look at Sweden's units up there, by the way. That's terrifying. Just sort of emerging. There's so many that they're now filling France's borders too. Yeah, I think maybe I've been a bit harsh on France. I've sort of been, because they haven't done too much. But yeah, they are definitely the powerhouse here. For sure. Even the Shoshone just can't match that in terms of number of people in particular. I mean, maybe they have more cities and more land, but they don't have as big cities, and they clearly don't have the production and stuff that France has. So that's quite impressive. Credit to France, you deserve it. Right, how is Lagos looking? Ooh, it's beginning. The sieges, they're starting. It's about 75% down. Oh, 75% left. See how this goes. Is this the Papal State? Where are you going? Where are you going? Papal frigates. Maybe they're going to go team up with Mao in disguise. India did recapture their city. I don't know how. They must have just had a couple of units laying around. Still alive. But, I mean, this infantry's now doomed too. I assume this marine will get it back. We'll see, though. And Brazil, not kicking off anything too hard just yet. Nope, they've sort of fallen back here. But I'm sure they've killed a few units. And they are enclosing on this 25 population Machu here. As Korea does retake that city off of India. As expected. The Mayans were making... Yes, there we go. Finally, one of the Mayans or the Incans. The race is on. The Mayans just went. So I think if the Incans haven't been, they have a shot here. They have more aircraft carriers than they have planes. That is really annoying. Like, what is the point? Oh, the Mayans have some planes now. I mean, they're all pretty... they're all triplanes, but... It's better than nothing. Oh, the Mayans could have done this so much quicker, but all these units are sort of trapped out here because of Texas. Probably not wanting to give them open borders. I mean, this is awkward as well. At least they can go over the sea. They never should have given this up in a peace deal. I wonder where the Mayans would be if they hadn't have given it up. And they just kept everything connected. Could have been quite an interesting alternate future there. Nigeria pieces out with Polynesia and California. Sadly, that is not the sort of peace deals that are going to save them. And the Papal... Oh, well, that saved them, because the Papal State were inbound. They were coming in hot. So they've saved themselves with that one. And now it gets into the yellow. I think that was Texas that just went, because it's a modded civ. It's the modded civs going at the bottom. They also pieced out with the Goths and the Sioux. Complete the Apollo program. So even they're ahead of the Shoshone for technology. And the Sioux haven't really done much. They're just here. They're not really contributing. And they're pretty strong to be just here. So everyone's pretty strong. Like, they've all got good units. I think that's the real reason there's not too many wars. It's just that no one's like super dominant compared to their neighbor. There's nowhere where you look at them and say, right, that is an easy war. Or very few places, right? Because everywhere's pretty relative as well. Like in the Middle East, they're all pretty average. Like there's no, and in Africa they're all pretty similar as well. Like for technology, the only reason Nigeria is falling is because Texas helped out. Like Morocco wouldn't have probably done it by themselves. But then in North America, like arguably you could argue the Sioux are probably really good. Like they may be a top 10 civ in the world on the basis I've probably put in some Europeans who aren't as good, sort of thing. But we'll find out, I guess. We'll find out. The score will decide. We don't have to worry about that. There's 37 turns remaining to make that impact. If you want to if civs want to increase their score to get into the vote, then they have 37 turns. 37 big turns to get it done. Now, a lot can happen in that time. So anything's possible. The Songhai and the Aztecs and the Inca. Oh my goodness, the Inca bottling it there, piecing out at the last minute. And I think they may have screwed the Mayans, because I'm not sure the Mayans have quite enough. I'm hoping they do. No offense to the Aztecs, but it would be nice to see the Mayans conquer it. And then if they could keep going and get the capital too, that would be nice. Just see the Mayans do something. Oh, they did it. There we go. That's nice. Sweden will not be getting any more of Africa. They pieced out with Nigeria. So that's the end of that one for now. Thank goodness. That mess is over. It's been dealt with. What a ridiculous time that was. Processing turn for the Shoshone. Right, who's next to give? Brazil should be making some progress. Yes, they have now got Machu down to sort of 60% of its health. Failing a bit down here, but I'll let them off. They even got this island to 20 pops, so Brazil must be doing good. I really don't know who's winning. And, oh, out of nowhere, there we go. Indonesia is not quite eliminated. They're still hanging around. They even have a settler. I don't think there's any land tiles left, I'm afraid. I don't think so. Maybe there's one, like, miraculously small island somewhere. But sadly, yeah, no. There is no land tile. I think there's one land tile. There's one up here. But there's one north of the Shoshone. But it's not settlable. Yeah, it's all mountains. So I'm afraid that's the end of the ride. I don't know if there's any. Is there maybe one squeezed in up here? No, everything is now full. Every part of the map is full now. So that's a shame. I mean, Indonesia will probably get it back. It's a bit of an issue. And I don't even know if Japan has the stuff to take it after that. But we'll see. But there we go. I mean, a good pickup. Credit to Japan. I mean, they got 4 fairly good size. 16, 18, 17, 25. And then down here, I mean, they've got these to 13. This is at 19. If they hold on to this, who knows where they will be in the score and ranking. I think we are getting a bit carried away with ourselves there, but there we go. There is still like 45 civs left alive, so it's hard to say. There's plenty of them doing good. There's less bad ones than there is good ones, I think, for once. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it's just the lack of someone that's really just making them all look really bad. There's no one who's just making them look terrible. It's going to be exciting. First time in a while we've had an actual fight to win the game. Oh, in Indonesia, that's so cruel. They just miss out on getting it back. And obviously that will allow Japan to kill a few more units, probably save themselves. In fact, they only need to kill the infantries. And then obviously they can't get it back. And I'm guessing these battleships, these Yamatos with planes on them as well, which is terrifying, can pretty easily just, cut through. Particularly the 2 in the water. I think we won't see much from them. I think they'll be probably gone. We'll see, but yeah, it should be okay for Japan. Are they going to kill those infantries? Yep, that one. Yep, they both died. Both the sea ones died. And this one is blocked by the artillery. So I think that will mean Japan holds on to Jakarta for good. And Indonesia will soon be completely dead. Not just without any cities. So that's a rough one. They tried. They really did. But it's not to be. Sometimes it's not your game. We've seen some better games out of Indonesia recently. They've been improving. We've been helping them. But today, I don't know what happened. I guess maybe it's just there was too many civs and something went a bit wrong. I don't know. But yeah, they were supposed to do something and they didn't. Oh, we can see what passes. I just have to read it when it happens. Okay. Most well-fed. I think this is on average. Yeah, average food surplus, so you can't read into it too much, but there you go. Mao Zedong isn't too low, he's in 12th, he's doing a good job. Who is negative food? Nigeria, I mean, they are still alive, so they will be declining. Minus 15 food, oh my goodness. Oh, it's because Lagos doesn't have any tiles, so they've lost all their tiles. Yeah, it's a really big city. It was obviously using the other city's tiles. Gandhi's struggling for food, which is impressive because he's not doing too badly. And the Inca as well, and notable ones, Japan. Yeah, Gandhi probably the most interesting one. I mean, look at his population. It was gonna, looks like it's gonna crash a little bit, be on a bit of a decline, but he is really maxed out. What's that? 45, 63, 94 out of 4 cities in that pretty smallish space. That's the only reason they were really considered like a good civ in this game, is because they had so many people. I mean, there's plenty of civs with 4 cities that are not getting the praise I was giving India. Burundi, the Persians, another one. City did just fall, I think, or something happened, and I missed that, so I'm going to try to find it. Brazil nearly conquering Machu. Lagos is down to 0 health. I don't know. Ethiopia may sneak in and steal this. I don't know. This is a mess. I still can't really tell if Benin is involved either. They are here, but also not here at the same time. The Inca with the Apollo program. I don't know. Maybe Korea took this back. I don't know. I think that happened. Ooh, and Mao is going after Susa here again. I mean, this isn't too useful for him, but if he gets it, it's just a little bit more points. The Zulu now complete the Manhattan Project. Benin and the Sioux have become friends. Maybe the Mayans, I don't know, maybe they lost this and took it back again. I'm not sure, but maybe something, I thought something happened, but maybe it was just the Inca Apollo. But it does take longer to come up on the right-hand side now. When you get deeper into the game, maybe that was it. I don't know. I can't believe Prague is still here. Like, France is doing so well, but that is one thing that has bemused me. Like, why are you not just taking this and then going after Poland or something? You can do whatever you want. You're the strongest civ probably in the world. You're just happy. Fair enough. Well, I mean, I don't know if the civs lose motivation now that the game's been won, like, because to them the victory condition is everything, and Morocco's got there, so I don't know if that ruins it. Oh, a bit of a break-up of the French dominance. Mao's continuing to boost the world's biggest economy. He's up another 10% to his GNP. But the Muri have once again taken the lead on crop yield. I mean, France's borders have not grown for a while. The Muris are still growing into the sea, so I'm guessing that's part of that. Maybe some other things going on too. So there we go. It says 50 civs. I don't know how many are actually alive. Like I said, some of them are dead, so I'd say maybe 45 still actually competing. I can go and count them at some point. But that'll be it for this episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. This series seems to have been quite popular, so that's good. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next